Kui must still be anxious, wondering where and when Villa Garmanda will strike next. I suggest we hurry back and allay their fears. Alpha knows as well, I should think. Yes, you're right. We shouldn't let them worry you. Another moment. And my monitor just way too high. Where I think they are. Yep, they are.
To the temple, then?
That won't be necessary, heroes of the hour. Valigarmanda is no more. Yours is a victory worthy of song.
We had plans for a second feat to be conducted here in town, but the recklessness of your fellow claimant has rendered them pointless.
A second feat?
The feat of ice. You are to fortify Valigarmanda's prison. How shall we proceed, High Luminary?
What more would we test, Zulmurwer? They have defeated the Sky Ruin and saved the gods know how many lives. If they are not worthy heirs to Kulul Jalja, then no one is. Now that our last claimant has arrived, we can proceed with the formalities. For the skill and bravery the three of you have shown, I award you each a second keystone.
That makes 5. Only 2 left to collect.
Okay, that answers my question. I was like, how many do we have? And we're missing what?
Except that one of those 5 is in Bakul Jaja's thieving hands.
Oh, just
He will answer for that. And for losing Valigarmanda.
You have brought lasting tranquility to our home and earned the gratitude of every Yokui. May glory and prosperity continue to bless Tuliolol as we enter this new age.
Was never much of a talker, our brother. If you're up for it, you should visit the capital. I'd like everyone to get to know you and your people better.
Ha! consider it. If it's one of you two who claims the throne.
Then you need only await a missive from Sunperch. I'll be sending out invitations.
I feel like he'd be a good choice. But he's missing something small. Like all four claimants.
Today is a day for unusual visitors.
You Woklamat, was it not? I doubted you could slay Valikarmanda, but the quiet skies proclaim your triumph. Had the Vidral been suffered to roam free, it would have terrorized us all. Once again, we find ourselves in your debt.
You owe us nothing. We fought because we wanted to.
Yet a debt has been incurred. All the same, it will haunt me if I do not repay it.
I wouldn't even know what to ask for.
Perhaps he can tell us about the dreams of the Golden City.
Oh, good idea! That was on my list of questions I wanted to ask.
The Golden Dreams. Yes, we have records of our forebears and their visions from the time before the Shaktural expedition.
What did your forebears see?
A heavenly land, suffused with a golden glow. Its people lived as gods, never aging, never dying, free from hardship and conflict.
That seems oddly
Every
cryptic.
building was a palace, and in their midst reigned a silent goddess. A statue so tall, even my kin would need lift their gaze to behold its visage.
Okay, I'm very curious about this now.
A statue of a goddess. That's new.
That's very new.
Aye, and compared to the abstract imagery we'd previously heard, this was a detailed description.
The dreamers were consumed by their visions, compelled to seek out the paradise they'd been shown. They journeyed to Shaktural, where they died in droves.
Those who go in search of the Golden City do not return.
Right.
The tales Wook Evu shared may have been rooted in historical fact.
Perhaps. Who can know the truth of it? Once our ancestors left the forest, there were no more dreams, no dreamers.
The forest? What do you mean?
From the very first, the visions were set to visit only those who worked the quarries in Yaktel. But after they were ravaged by disease and saw fewer newborns, they were forced to abandon that territory. Once people's withdrawal to Urkopacha was complete, we never again dreamed of the Golden City.
So only Yokwi in that one specific area experienced the visions. Fascinating.
Well, we're headed to Yaktel next. Maybe we'll find out more when we get there. Thank you for sharing your stories with us.
I do not require gratitude. I merely repaid a debt. Farewell, Wook Lamat. I do not think our paths will cross again.
Okay, did a quick readjust on my camera. I don't think Vorporlor and his brethren will have a sudden change of heart about Tuliolal. But that doesn't mean they'll never change at all. Today is proof of that. I just realized I need to go hunt and find all the wind missions. I think it's time we return to Tuliolal. After scaling Tural's tallest mountain and battling a legendary beast to the death, even dauntless heroes like you probably could use a rest. In any case, there are preparations to be made before we can visit the next destination laid out in the saga. The respite would be most welcome. I believe I hear the farward cabins calling our names. Very well. That's the person. That class is okay. I'm like, how are they? And I'm like, yeah, that's just their class. Let us return to Tuliolal. Rest well, everyone. We can meet back here later on. Wow. Okay, I could have literally continued the last video and ended it here. I have a small errand to run in the city, so I'll leave you to recover. You'll be heading to the palace with Lamont. Look, Lamont, did you hear me? Lost in our own little world, it seems. Well, no matter, I'll be back soon enough. An attendant will be standing by to unlock your cabin. Enjoy your stay. And I just realized something I can do too. I don't know what it's That is a good question. Welcome back, Master Dustine. I left the cabin just... Your cabin is just as you left it, minus a light layer of dust. Why do I feel like we're at a good half point? I need to go back and check. I just love I love this outfit in this location.
You have a moment? There's something I wanted to talk to you about. So,
What did you sign us up for?
It's just too stuffy in here, that's what. We should go outside. Aye, a nice walk in the fresh air. That's what we need.
You're deflecting. Completely deflecting. There's something they really want to talk about, and they're just not. Sorry to drag you away from your nice comfortable cabin, but I couldn't feel the walls closing in. Oh, I know. I'll take you to one of my favorite places to wheel all. That should help me get my thoughts in order. We'll go to the Resplendent Quarter and make our way up from there. Well, is your back feeling better? It is much healed now, so don't make a fuss. Besides, I can't be lounging in bed all day when you're out there fighting your hardest to win the throne. You're the claimant with the greatest love for peace. I love this nation of ours, and lend you my support is the least I can do. When I see you smile like that, how can I not be encouraged? Oh, there's plenty who believe in your cause. I can recruit a whole battalion of smiling faces if you think it'll help. Yours alone is more than enough. Thank you, Peshwa. Thank you for the promise. I shall pray for your success in the contest. Actually, it's kind of good I can just make it like this so you can actually sit up. All those smiling faces. Sorry, Sapphire, I'm getting distracted. It's just that with the progress we've made in the contest, even those everyday encounters feel much more special. Do you think we can take our time, maybe wander around a bit first, then we can head to that spot I was thinking of? She's got something on her mind. I don't know what, but it's something like heavy.
This is much better. I used to come here all the time when I was little. I'd look out over the whole city, and whatever worries I had would seem so small. Do you remember what I said at the top of Workor Zormor? That I would fight to preserve Papa's peaceful Tural? Well, I've been thinking a lot since then. About what peace really means. If it's just the absence of war. And it brought to mind all the best parts of our journey so far. I realized nothing gives me greater joy than the happiness of others. Life has its ups and downs, but the company of family and friends and the music of their laughter is what makes it worth living. And as silly as it might sound, I've come to believe that those smiling faces are the best measure of peace. With eternal life and no struggle or conflict, it's certainly an ideal worth striving for.
Something about it is off.
Who knows if we could make such a world a reality? But Renouncing
It's the
war and
eternal
conquest
night
seems like a
portion
good
that
place to
bothers
start.
me, and, like, something's not right about it.
So, this is my plan. When I become Dawn's servant, I'll build on Papa's peace. Our people will live together in harmony. It's just like Kryl said. By taking the time to hear their concerns, understand their feelings, and consider how best to serve, with each passing day, I'll be that much closer to becoming the leader I want to be. It's hard for me to say how much I've changed since the contest began. But there's one thing I can say with confidence. I wouldn't have come this far without you as allies. If it wasn't for you all listening and feeling and thinking along with me, I would have never learned so much, and in so short a time. There are 2 keystones left. After everything that's happened, and imagining what could happen, are you still willing to walk this path with me?
So far, this is nothing from what we've
Thank
done
the
already.
gods for that. Well, I've nothing else to get off my chest. I need to head to the palace, but I'll see you back at the cabins.
I just realized I need to collect all my wind. Because I know we're going to go back to these places at some point. I kind of want to... I don't want to make this video stupidly short, but I might have to. I might have to land where we're going and then go back to, yeah, then I may have to go back to Warlock's Echo. Just because I need all the win missions before we go to our next location. I mean, we're going to the next location, but I need things. Came the back way. And I could have just ether traveled. I did not have the location right. No, I have this location. The next flight to Yoctel will be leaving shortly. Passengers are to keep hands, legs, and luggage inside the dirigible at all times. Your emergency exits are... Are we sure that thing will stay in the air all the way to Yoctel? She's not a traveling person at all. So she's gonna have a panic attack. Are you ready? Bags packed and your goodbye said. There's no going back once we lift off. Not that I'm nervous or anything. I'm just making sure you're not nervous. Right. Goodness. Oh, who am I kidding? My knees won't stop shaking. Hey, will you hold my hand? Just until I've settled my nerves. Yeah. She's such a kid. You're the nicest person I ever met, Sapphire. I'll try not to crush her hand. There she is, third promise. Wait just a moment. Mobley, Tobley. Of course, I'll wait as long as you need. Buying time. Sorry to delay you, but we were able to discover the origins of Krau's earring. Oh. Is that so? You said before it gained popularity in Dawntrail as a protective ward for travelers, correct? That's right, we tracked down the elderly merchant whom first sales are attributed. According to him, the design imitates an accessory worn by a foreign mage he met at a marketplace some 20 years ago. Little did he know that charming taste of salt would prove to be a commercial triumph. The foreign mage wearing this earring could only be a grandfather. Did the merchant happen to mention which market? Let me guess where we're going. One in Yoctel, two where it seems are already bound. Go figure. Well, luck, then I shall seek my next clue once we arrive. Is it mere coincidence that brought my grandfather here? Or there? Yet another discovery to look forward to. Thank you both for coming all this way. just gotta board this dirigible in, and I'm as good as there. Last call for passengers to Dawntrail. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try and make all my videos now from here on, like 45 to an hour at most. I really hope she wins. Dawntrail will test her mettle without a doubt. Why? The next Dawn servant must be willing to bear the weight of this nation's history, no matter how heavy it may be. Okay. We're gonna touch on some, they're probably gonna touch on some stuff.
The fierce Chapral hunters who laid claim to this land call it the Azure Forest, Dawntrail.
Oh, it's so gorgeous.
Battered by meteors in ancient times and colored mesmerizing shades of blue and green by nature, it is easy to understand why the place is so named. It is here, where the Chapral and Mamulja once battled for dominance, that the right of succession would reach its climax.
Where are we? Like on the map, where are we? Okay. So Wilclamont suffers from motion sickness.
You all right?
I've never been good with heights.
Or on the ocean.
The vegetation is far denser than in Kozumautka.
I suggest you pay more attention to the ground, unless you want to walk straight into a cenote.
A cenote?
Sinkholes filled with rain and groundwater. Many meteors fell here long ago, it is said, and after they struck the Earth, it became susceptible to erosion. Deep as some of the pits are, you'll not climb out in a hurry should you take a tumble. So, don't take a tumble.
It was one time.
Is the Chapral community depicted in the Lay of Repast close by?
Aye. We need but follow the path a short way west.
Right. I can't stand here with my knees knocking forever. Let's get going.
Alright, so we'll hopefully get here, and then... With thicker vegetation comes reduced visibility. I advise you to accounted for. Ikbrox is up ahead. Let's be on our way. Exaggerating about the cenotes, it would be a grueling ordeal climbing out of one. Well, thankfully we made it here without incident. Let's not dally any longer. First things first. A mission